The second half was just awful. It was embarrassing. And I haven't used that word very often here this year, but I'm embarrassed by the way that we played in the second half. Offensively and defensively, but obviously you give up all those rushing yards. That's just unacceptable, and I'm gonna get it fixed. And whether or not, if it starts with the coaches, and we will evaluate everything that we do scheme-wise. But you know, the players are going to be held accountable too, and I know for a fact there are too many of these long runs. Guys are getting nosy in the wrong gap, and they're running the same stuff that we stopped in the first half. It's not as if the concepts changed, at halftime. And we've got to do a better job of being accountable to do our jobs and to be where we're supposed to be. And look, for weeks now I step up. This is my team. I will get it fixed. The coaches will get it fixed, and we'll get the players in the right places or get the right ones out there. There were some good things in the ball game. I thought the offensive line, given where we're at health-wise now, battled. I mean, it wasn't great. I understand that, but the strength of the Colorado State defense was their front seven, and we're out there very depleted on the offensive line, and I thought our guys battled. We did some good things. Obviously, to me, a key point in the game is the great execution by the punt team on the fake punt. You steal a possession, you need to go down and take advantage of it, and we miss. We stall, can't get 7, and then unfortunately Brent misses the field goal. So. Too many bad things. I mean, there's always going to be good things on tape, but too many things that are really, really frustrating right now, and too many things that we got to get fixed. So.
I think you already answered it, but how frustrating is it to know that you guys played so well defensively in that first half?
To be honest with you, I'm really struggling to articulate it right now. I mean, I'm upset. So. I mean, and look, I know what we're coaching. We got good coaches, and we have good kids. I can't, for the life of me, I can't understand why we can look as solid as we did for 30 minutes, come out and see the same stuff, and we just don't keep our poise. And if I had an answer for it, it'd be fixed.
How much did the loss of Gallus and Talbot today hurt, even though they played fairly well?
It hurts a lot, and I refuse to use it as an excuse. But for people to look at us and not realize that Gallus and Talbot, when we're without him, that it's thin. I mean, we've had depth issues at the offensive line the entire year. Now you lose 2 of your starting 5 in the interior. I mean, Jeremy McCauley, I love him. He's a walk-on. I mean, the previous staff didn't think enough to put him on a scholarship. And he's in there starting at guard and then moved to center now. And I love the kid. And he will be a scholarship player because he's in there fighting his tail off. And I'm proud of him for that. But the bottom line is we're really depleted there, and they're fighting their tails off, which is all we can ask of them.
Do you look at the offensive line on the other side and drool a little bit at the experience?
Yeah, their offensive line's really good. It's really veteran. The way that they're able to run the ball, I mean, there is no blame. No one cares why we are where we are. And I understand that. But we are where we are, and we need to get it fixed. And that's going to involve recruiting, both junior college players and youngsters, because we are not deep enough on the offensive line right now. We're not veteran enough. We've got to do some things. If we're going to try to continue to run the ball and stick with our identity, we need to get some of that. We need to get some personnel issues fixed too. Not that I don't love those guys, but I mean, when 2 of the starting 5 go down, it looks different.
You're playing a ton of young guys. What do you hope they learn from this season?
There's no better teacher than game experience. And we are making some young guy mistakes at inopportune times. And my hope is that the fan base, the alums, the administration, everybody will stay patient, because when you play young guys, they are going to make young guy mistakes, but your plan is, okay, a year or 2 down the road, these guys will have played a ton of football, and they'll be redshirt sophomores and juniors and seniors, and we'll be better off for it. What I can't do right now is put a senior out there and watch the senior make mistakes. If we're going to do that, we might as well make young guy mistakes and know that those guys are going to get better. And again, I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest.
Is it hard for you to stay patient and build for 2 or 3 years down the road?
Yeah, because we try to win every game. Every one of us is innately competitive. And I cannot go into any game saying, you know what, let's just hang in there and compete because in a year or two we're going to be so much better for it. We're trying to win the game. I mean, that's why I called the fake punt, because we're trying to win the game, not because we're trying to keep it close and respectable, because we're trying to win. But at the same time, if we have to try to win with younger guys, then, all we can do is try and get them better from week to week. And again, please understand, there's nobody to blame for this. It is what it is. And it is my team, and I'm responsible, and myself and these coaches will get this fixed. And all we can do is go back to work and just put our heads down and work as hard as we can. And then recruit as hard as we can. And that's what we got to do.
First 5-game losing streak since 2000. First lack of a bowl game in 8 years. Are those thoughts on your mind at all?
No, they're not. They're not. I can't worry about that stuff. There's been a lot of firsts. I mean, there's another first too. Tell me the last time we played 3 ranked teams in a season. I don't know that for a fact, but every year is its own separate entity. So, I'm very respectful of all the streaks. I'm very respectful of all the history and tradition, but all I can worry about is the here and now in this football team. And you know what? This team's not good enough to be in a bowl game, and that's the reality of it. And I love them, but we are not executing at a high enough level to be in a bowl game. So all we can do is try and get it fixed and get it better.
Fajardo came out that one series. Was he a little beat up?
You know what? He got a little blurry in an eye. I think he got poked in an eye or something, but he needed a couple minutes to let it clear up. And once he said he was okay and the doctors checked, and I don't believe it was a shot to the head, but the entire medical staff sat with him and cleared him. So, it is what it is.
Gallus, Talbot, Bradley, do you expect those guys back next week?
I hope.
Hard to know.
It's hard to know at this point. They weren't even healthy enough to travel and to see if we could give it a shot.
And you did get some nice firsts today. Faber's first interception. Faremo had his first knockdown pass.
Yeah.
I think Solomon his first touchdown. Are those signs that you see moving forward that
there are
going in the right direction?
Yeah, there are small victories. I know people don't want to hear that, but as a coach, all we can do is just pile small victory on top of small victory, and eventually enough of those will lead to bigger victories. And I understand, trust me, I understand the fan base is frustrated. I'm frustrated beyond comprehension. Trust me, no one feels it worse than the players and the coaches. So, but, there are positives to build off of, and a lot of the positives involve younger players, which is a good thing. As sick as I feel right now, the people I feel worst for are our seniors, because they deserve better than what we're doing right now. But at the same time, they're exactly what we point to the rest of the team. Look at the way Joel competes. Look at the way Wimberly competes. Look at the way Arenzi was competing until he got hurt. That's what we need. So,
as painful as this season's been, is it potentially beneficial down the road for the young guys to go through something like this and to know how much they have to improve if they want to win at this level?
Yes, there is. There's value in this experience. I'd prefer not to have to go through it, but the reality of it is there is value. There are lessons to be learned. There are things to be taught. There are lessons about being accountable, about truly being dedicated, about there are a ton of lessons that we're going to build off of. And I promise you, that teaching and that building will start the day after the BYU game. It will start the day after the BYU game. All right. Thanks, guys.